I really enjoy the whole mood of this show. It is amazing what you've kind of captured here. That it's visceral and it's moving at the same time. How did that take shape and what inspired the concept?
God, I just want to hear Andrew keep
I
saying
know,
nice
Andrew,
things
do you
about
want to
the
just
show.
keep talking about how much you love the show?
Sure.
Andrew, the concept of the show was it wasn't any one person, it wasn't anything they read. It was the desire to take a character and reduce that character um, in terms of no family, no money, really no identity, wounded, put her on the shores of a city that maybe she had some aspirations to be in, but not that familiar with, um, and have her use her intelligence on a revenge story and ultimately arc her so that she becomes one of the most powerful people in the area. That is what a writer wants to do, right? Which is take a character like that and let's see the growth, let's see the transformation. Let's take Michael Corleone from being the son who didn't want to be in the family business to the Godfather. That to me is always the most interesting.
And Karen, how do you work with that concept once you're running with it, building out from that?
Well, what's great is Bill wrote an incredible pilot, and he's an absolute joy to work with. He's smart, he's funny, and he trusts his showrunner. And so, inheriting that great pilot, and then knowing that, hey, you got some story to tell. Let's go. It really is about character-driven storytelling ultimately, and making a show that's entertaining, that moves the audience, and hopefully keeps them wanting more. And so, with this first season, it's really, as our way in, we're following this young woman who's lost her entire family horribly, brutally. And as she embarks on this journey to avenge them, she inadvertently builds her found family with Lovely and Stanley and Aunt Carmen. And because I think for Bill and myself, we love entertaining audiences and also moving them and also generating story where you're ending an episode and you're like, wait, I got to see what's next. The other thing that's beautiful about this show too that I love is I just love that there's a propulsiveness to the storytelling. And we have really complicated and compelling characters that I really hope audiences invest in.
That leads me directly to something I was talking to the ladies about as well, that you have this sense of loss that's built in that actually gets grieved almost in real time, it feels like, as an audience member. What was it like to build that into a series? Because most shows don't touch something. Most shows like this don't touch that.
Well, I can write it, but it takes somebody like Karen and the actors and the writers to carry it through, right? Go ahead, Karen.
No, Bill's right. It's critical. It's critical that we keep what happened to Etta alive. And it's critical that, she's doing the best that she can. And one thing that I think is really interesting about her as a character is even though she has this dark agenda, she still has that knee-jerk reaction to protect the people who can't protect themselves. And that's something that we kept alive because that's also part of her humanity. And having audiences on her side and throughout the course of this first season.
I love early on that scene in the truck with the cop pulling him over. I thought that embodies that so well. What is it like seeing Shannon step into this? I mean, starting with you, Bill, what's it like seeing her step into this character?
Well, it's a delight to see someone like Shannon step into it. But to be frank with you, Andrew, the credit for that particular episode, that scene, is entirely Karen. She did a great job. She wrote that, and I'm so pleased that you picked that particular scene out because I couldn't agree with you more. I think that that was a great question, but the credit for that goes to Karen.
Well, Karen, what is it like seeing her embody the character, and especially a scene like that? But I mean, overall, Shannon brings so much to this character.
She does, Andrew. I mean, we looked at over 300 self-tapes were submitted for the role of Etta. And what was great is our fantastic casting director, Rich Delia, we were very much aligned that this is a real opportunity because Bill and that pilot, Etta is an incredibly unique and singular character. And finding someone who hasn't, traditionally broken yet. And really, I mean, Shannon just has the wit, grit, intelligence, determination that we needed for Etta. She had the essence of Etta. And so finding her and having her come aboard has been awesome. And then what was great is once we cast Etta, we did in-person chemistry reads with all the front runners for the role of Stanley and Lovely. And I tell you what, Andrew, it was undeniable when Brittany, Dylan, and Shannon read together. And that truck scene is one of those scenes that we auditioned in person callbacks. Their chemistry was just palpable, and it was undeniable that those three actors would be our trio.
Andrew, you really ask good questions. No one else has picked out that scene. And that's one of my favorites. As well as your other question about you see the grief played out in real time. You know, a lot of shows would not do that. I think you picked up on that as well. They just start let's start killing people, which doesn't interest me at all.
Well,
So,
even the fact that the son, you know, a gang member that we end up seeing killing people is grieving as well. I thought that was a great touch.
Oh my God, Andrew, can you just talk about each episode with us? Because you're picking up on something else that was so important. Like, it is our cup of tea. Yeah, Andrew, you're picking up on all these brilliant nuances that are there.
Well, it's a wonderful show. They're going to kick me out, though, so I'll have to go. But it was wonderful chatting.
Same, Andrew. Thank you so much.
Thanks, Andrew.